What is a disruptive business leader? Jeff Bezos, I said, is of course the master, is the one everybody first thinks of. I think of Michael Dell, Bill Gates, Jack Ma, a non-American. The list goes on. These are men and a few women who actually work on being disruptive. They do not create things in the way we think inventors usually create things. So like the Wright brothers or Thomas Edison or Alexander Graham Bell. They all created outstanding new technologies that revolutionized the world. Disruptors are not inventors. They are businessmen who are intent on fixing something that is no longer working and no longer adding value to the human condition. So for example, Michael Dell did not invent the computer. He did not do anything significant to the software or the hardware. All he did was change how computers were manufactured and distributed, and that in itself was a gargantuan disruption to the way we had received computers, so that now we could receive them customized, we could receive them quicker and cheaper. And in the process, he began what we now know as the end of traditional retail. And this was even before the internet came about. So what are some of the other hallmarks of disruptors? Well, as I said, there are always winners and losers in a disruption, at least short term. And so they accept very much that the world is about winning and about losing. And they're intent on always being on the winning side and not the losing side. They also would be what I'd say not your typical leaders. They can be a little bit freaky. They can be very introverted, intellectual. They're not exactly your outgoing sort of in-your-face, great sort of leader that shines every time they show up. They often are behind the scenes type of people. Names like Reid Hoffman, who was more or less an intellectual who decided to build LinkedIn, is a good example. They're also continuous learners, which is a very important concept for disruptive leaders. Even though some of them never finished college, Steve Jobs, Zuckerberg, and Gates being the three that come to mind, many of them do indeed have PhDs from leading universities. But they're really brainiacs. And what continuous learning means is that they know no matter where they are, any encounter, any experience, anything they see could be the answer to a solution they're looking for. So they are out in the world constantly listening, observing, and trying to figure out where the next solution is.